Guys, back with another video for your Monday Night Raw review. I'm gonna be honest, I really wasn't in the mood to review this show, but that's how much I love you guys, so I'm gonna do this anyway. Not a lot of things were different because they just added a few legends. Randy Orton went after him again. Andrade finally got a new opponent in Keith Lee. What else happened on this show? And who the hell asked for Dana Brooke? Honey, you belong in Titus Catering. Don't lose your way out to the ring. Nobody wants to see that. So here we go, guys. Well, I'm sure you guys had your opinion on this show. Somehow it got a 1.8. I even posted on Brian Alvarez's page. How? It was the same show with a few things added that I just said. Especially with the Big Show. Why would the Big Show get the show a 1.8? So here's how it opened up. Ric Flair, Big Show, Christian, and Shawn Michaels entered the ring to start the show. Michaels introduces Drew McIntyre. Whoop-de-la-doo. Drew says that he grew up in the business with Big Show and Christian in his first run with the company. He puts over Flair and Michaels and brags about his victory over Orton. Shawn Michaels says that the guys got together to thank him for defeating Orton. He says that if McIntyre is upset that they got involved with their match, it was Flair's idea. McIntyre says he doesn't care because he already beat Orton at SummerSlam. Orton interrupts on a Titantron and says that he's not done with McIntyre until he says so. Oh boy, another match. Probably for Hell in a Cell. He says that there has to be a price for crossing the Legend Killer. He takes his bag and walks out of the building. McIntyre announces an open challenge to anyone he hasn't faced yet for the title for tonight. He begs for someone to step up. Honestly, this kind of felt weird. Like, I was watching it and no one seemed to be invested in it. Like, so many of the virtual fans seem distracted or what, or they're probably shaking their heads like, not the Big Show again. But that's how I would feel. And I'm not going to make you guys watch that again. Backstage, Caleb Braxton interviews Zelina Vega and Gorilla and points out how she was a poor sport last night. Zelina says that it doesn't matter because she's going to beat Asuka tonight. Asuka comes in and says that Zelina isn't ready for her and will lose again. The two start arguing, but before anyone gets physical, officials get between both competitors. Why would they waste their time with Asuka and Zelina Vega? So they did have the Raw Women's Championship match rematch. Asuka wins, submission after an Asuka lock. Whoop-de-la-doo. Andrade promo after the commercial break. Andrade's in the ring and tells Zelina Vega that she's nothing without him. He says he was the one who held the team together, and that's why Angel Garza got hurt on Sunday. He calls out anyone to face him tonight. Keith Lee answers the challenge, and that's when I posted, oh my god. After 6 months, Andrade finally gets a new opponent. But Lee wins via pinfall after a Spirit Bomb. Would you expect anything else? No. Andrade's still on the losing end. And now we go to the Hurt Business segment. Earlier in the day, MVP and Shelton are eating when a backstage producer sits with him. Lashley comes up, tells him to get out of his seat. The man leaves and the three men are laughing. Then they eat his plate of food. Whoop-de-doo. I am so sick of this 24/7 crap. I mean, this has been gone long ago. No one cares about this shit. Like I said before, this should be like for YouTube only, and that is it. They should not be putting this on the show. So earlier in the day, R-Truth is playing Little Jimmy in chess when he wins and says he feels like facing Drew McIntyre. A ninja walks up to him and gives him a note. The note is from Akira Tozawa, and it reads that he was lonely until he met him, and they had incredible matches. The ninja gives Truth a briefcase and Tozawa's black belt. Tozawa comes out from under the table and rolls up Truth and wins the title. The ninja who gave Truth the briefcase hits Tozawa with the briefcase and pins them to win the title. Drew Gulak was in a ninja getup. When Truth hits him with the briefcase, rolls him up and wins the title back. Then there will be a triple threat between the three later tonight, so another 24/7 segment. Ay ay ay. Bruce, you're you're dragging this stuff out long before it has to be. Backstage, Murphy is sitting alone when Seth Rollins up to him and hugs him. He asks what is wrong. He says it's a big night because the Mysterios will be on the King's Court. He asks why Murphy is in his ring gear when he doesn't have a match. He says that he gave Murphy a new suit and to put it on. Murphy leaves without saying anything, but he leaves his phone. Seth, as slick as he is, picks up the phone and puts it in his pocket. Like we didn't see that coming. Then we got the King's Court. Ray says that his family means the world to him and that he and his wife have done everything to raise them. He says that it takes a sick human being to fabricate the lies that Seth Rollins has viewed. Dominic says the next time he sees Seth, he's going to. King brings up how Aaliyah felt about Ray's words about her being naive. Aaliyah reminds everyone that she's 19 and that she can take care of herself. Newsweek, you got two typos here. You spelled Aaliyah two different ways in one sentence. Seth Rollins shows up on a Titantron and says that what he has to tell the Mysterio family is the truth. He says that one of them isn't being 100% honest with the family. He says that Aaliyah isn't being honest about her feelings toward Murphy. Rollins shows a text exchange between Aaliyah and Murphy. Aaliyah tells her family that Murphy isn't like Seth and walks away. Yeah, sure, honey. Sure. Backstage, Murphy walks up to Seth and berates him for what he did. Dominic shows up and attacks Murphy before the two are separated by backstage officials. Another grammar. God, this is Newsweek? I can work for these people. I have better grammar than they do. And then Natalya and Lana promo. Who gives a shit? Natalya and Lana start demanding that Nia Jax and Shayna's titles should be stripped. Adam Pearce comes out and says that Natalya and Lana can earn their way to a tag team title shot against the newest members of Raw, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Oh, so they just make who they want how to earn it. I see where they're going with this. So the losers have to earn their spot, but the winners don't. All they have to do is look at the title and say, oh, I want a title shot, and they get one. So Rose pins Lana after a pump knee strike. Don't give a shit. Aleister Black is back in the closet again. I guess Bruce didn't know what to do with Aleister Black yet for the script, so he said, go wait in the back and be in your dark room. Cut a promo, then we'll let you know. Black says that Kevin Owens betrays the people who depend on him. He brings up how KO was not a good man in the past, and he'll be sure to show the world the truth. Kevin Owens versus Aleister Black. Of note, why does he have new theme music? I don't know what is with this company with changing things that do not need to be changed. But that was terrible. I liked his old theme better. Owens wins via disqualification after accidentally striking the referee, which was Black. Another typo. After the bell, Owens hits Black with the stunner. Backstage, the Hurt Business minus Cedric Alexander are walking the halls when they run into Mustafa Ali. Hey, Bruce found Mustafa. Oh, how about that? Who walks out of their office because he was lost. Yeah, he's lost on this fucking show is what he's lost of. Apollo Crews and Ricochet come to Ali's aid, and the Hurt Business say they'll have a match with them tonight, once again for the 100th millionth time. Truth pins Gulak after an attitude adjustment for the Triple Threat 24/7 Championship match. Big whoop-de-doo. Backstage, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke are interviewed backstage. Mandy says that Dana has always been there for her, and that's why she wanted to make her Raw debut alongside her. Dana Brooke says she can't wait to go back to catering and that Mandy is an inspiration because she gets back up. Mandy says whoever comes out the Women's Tag Team Championship match, they'll be next. Then they'll lose and back to catering you go, honey. Murphy versus Dominic Mysterio. Murphy wins via pinfall. The finish was set up when Dominic went for the kendo stick, but Aaliyah comes out to stop him. She distracts him, causing Murphy to roll him up. After the bell, Dominic hits Murphy with the kendo stick, but Aaliyah gets in between them. The siblings argue, with Dominic telling his sister that Ray was right, that she's naive. This causes Aaliyah to smack her brother and walk off. And still at this point, there's still no retribution, no mention of him or anything. I guess they were still sleeping because Mr. Kevin Dunn had to get his wood. Backstage, Dolph Ziggler is talking to Adam Pearce about McIntyre's open challenge. Pearce says that Ziggler has already challenged Drew for the title, but Dolph says he has someone else in mind. We all knew at that point it would be Bobby Roode. The Hurt Business versus Apollo Crews, Mustafa Ali and Ricochet for the 1 millionth time. Before the match, MVP says that Apollo is the definition of insanity since he does the same thing over and over. No, Vince, that's what this match is, over and over and over. MVP says that Apollo and Ricochet got the best of him and Cedric last week, and that's why Cedric was sent out to Hurt Business boot camp. Before the bell, the face team jumped the Hurt Business and the two teams fight onto the outside before the heels get the upper hand. The lights start flickering as the Hurt Business get in the ring ready for retribution when Raw goes commercial. Ali pins MVP after a 450. All that happened was that the retribution words appeared on all the LED boards. Backstage, the four legends are still playing poker when Ric Flair wins the latest hand and walks away using the Flair strut. Who gives a shit? They had a vignette of Bianca Belair. Bianca defeats multiple runners in track and field in 3 rounds. Well, I don't know why they need to repackage her. She's fine the way she is. Drew McIntyre versus Robert Roode. Drew comes out and waits for his opponent. Dolph Ziggler comes out and says that this will be special. He brings out Robert Roode. So special that McIntyre wins via pinfall after a Claymore. The match was competitive, with Ziggler getting involved in spots and Roode targeting McIntyre's compromised leg for Sunday. So it's just like where they were when Bobby Roode left. Same shit. Backstage, a man dressed in a custodial outfit walks backstage. His face is covered, but he grabs a steel cage and walks up to the Legends Lounge where Flair and the others are. The man unmasks to reveal Randy Orton, who puts on goggles and flips a switch. All you hear is a chair banging. When the lights come up, all the legends are on the floor and Orton scoffs before walking out. He then puts the hood and mask back on and leaves before officials arrive. He's basically pointing to and showing them where they are. But that was more comical to me than anything. So that's what happened on Monday Night Raw, folks. Most of you live tweeted with me during the night, and I really do appreciate that. That really helps me at least stay a little entertained, especially when a show sucks. So I appreciate you all for coming out and doing that. Please like this video, it really helps out the channel, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. It costs you nothing. Nothing. It may cost Mr. Kevin Dunn, he needs to get his lot of wood, and that's expensive, so he's got to make some money. But no, for me, all you gotta do, hit that subscribe, absolutely free. It shows your support to the channel and shows that this content is actually getting out there for the new eyes. And I really appreciate you all, and I will be back for AEW Dynamite. I am exhausted. Like I said earlier, I wasn't really in the mood to do Monday Night Raw because I really didn't enjoy it that much, but it's my job and I gotta do it. So until AEW, guys, keep it real, and I'll see you next time.
almost home.